Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about why codependents stay. There's a psychological reason behind it. I'm going to teach you how to shift that. Watch this video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And as always, if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Today, let's dive into the subject of codependency. I like to say this. I coach a lot of highly sensitive and empathic people that have some emotional wounds because most HSPs have them because we were never properly mirrored not only by our family but by the world. Let's be real. We're not really in a sensitive world or a conscious world at this point. So when we have emotional wounds, we can fall into codependent patterns. I'm going to explain this. So when we're children and we are born to emotionally immature parents or very insecure parents, which is kind of the same thing, we are taught that when we are in our autonomy, when we are in our dependence, in our authentic self, and it doesn't agree with what that parent thinks or wants, we're taught that we're wrong. And we think there's something wrong with us. We don't trust our perception because it's different than that insecure parent that needs us to rely on them because even they do not rely on themselves. So if you rely on them, they have more confidence to then feel good, right? Enough. Now, here's the very unfortunate thing. When we're taught to be dependent on these very undependable people, that's codependency. Codependency is I'm dependent on someone undependable. The reason this happens is because, let's say, you have emotional needs as a child, like everyone does, and your parent is emotionally inept, but they want you to depend on them emotionally because they need that hit, right? They need that confidence booster. I'm the God, right? So let's just pretend that that's what's happening. So I'm depending on mommy or daddy for my emotional needs, and they are totally inconsistent. I don't know if they're an alcoholic or what, but whatever they are, they're emotionally not stable. And that's the thing. People who want you to be dependent want you to depend on them when that part of them is actually what's flawed in them, which makes it really interesting. That's their insecurity. So if you depend on the thing that they're insecure about, then they don't have to be insecure about it, right? But here's the thing. As kids, we have no other option because we're in survival, because we're kids. So we depend on mommy and daddy emotionally who are not emotionally capable. And what happens is we're taught that we're wrong for the need. The need is too much. We're too needy. We're too sensitive. So we start thinking, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my needs. I'm too much. The reality is you're not too much. Your parent is not capable of being the thing that you need, so they make you wrong for having the need. This is always the situation in narcissistic relationships or toxic relationships or codependent relationships, is we depend on the person, we project our power outside of us onto someone else because we've learned that being dependent keeps us safe. If I'm independent, I won't be connected to or loved. I'll be alone. I won't survive. So I have to have a need and be dependent so I can be connected and bonded to, right? Total insecure attachment. This is what we learn. So what we do is we get in these relationships that are two wounded humans that are codependent because he needs me, he won't leave, and me too. So that is not it. A healthy relationship will never be based on need. Never. It will be based on desire, want, choice, not need. Anytime, and I've been through this, so this is what I'm talking about. Anytime we think we are not capable and we have to depend on someone, whether it be emotionally, financially, physically, psychologically, spiritually, we're stuck. We're screwed. We're needing to be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves, what part of me thinks that I'm just not capable of that on my own? What you'll notice more often than not, what I've seen in my own life, is when I'm dependent on someone for something, it's that thing at the end of the day that I notice they are super bad at. Let's say I'm dependent on someone financially and I find out later in life that they have a ton of financial issues, right? This is how we start to realize that, oh my gosh, I guess I better figure it out for myself because I'm depending on someone undependable. That's the codependency habit. Or let's say I'm dependent on someone psychologically because I don't trust my own perception. But then I find out later, after I've been depending on their opinions all this time, that they're more confused than anyone. They just pretend they know so they can feel confident when you look up to them. So now again, you're depending on someone undependable. What does that force you to do, by the way? Figure out your own perceptions. How do I trust my own perception? How do I trust my own view of things, my own, conception of things? How do I do that? It forces us back into the reality that maybe from the beginning of time in your life, maybe there was nothing ever wrong with your emotional needs or your whatever the heck. Maybe it was actually the other person that was just not capable. And you learned that it was you that wasn't capable because you were made to be dependent on the very undependable person. Every single time I have a client that thinks they're in codependency, I'll listen to the story and I'm very, very surprised the majority of the time because I can see through someone's shadow. I can see your gifts. I can see all your stuff. And when I can see all your stuff and I'm seeing that you're not seeing your stuff, it's confusing to me how many, let's say women and men, but I have a lot of women who are dependent on husbands or boyfriends or men for things that I can see very clearly are within them. They're just afraid to claim it. Because as children, if I claim my entire autonomy, I won't be connected to by mommy or daddy because they need me to depend on them so that they can be secure, so they can feel enough. And what that does is it makes us feel like we're not enough because I'm taught not to depend on myself. Gross, right? So to go full circle, the way that we heal back to ourselves is to become very financially independent, emotionally independent, psychologically independent, spiritually independent, physically independent. So I'm whole on my own. I don't need to depend on someone who's not going to be dependent. What you start to do then is you realize real love has nothing to do with dependency or need. It has to do with love, like a real feeling inside. Like I deserve my own self. I love my own self. I've just proven to myself that I can trust myself to be capable to take care of my own self. And when you're in self, you recognize another who's in self too. And now it doesn't feel boring or threatening. When you're around healthy people, it feels like a match. It feels like you're resonating. It feels like the vibe is the same. And you're like, holy shit, I've arrived. I'm in myself. I no longer would ever be attracted to or allow someone who's not healed into my world, right? Because we become what we're around the most. You'll start to notice when you become totally sovereign in yourself that your crew might change a bit. Because you'll notice a similarity in all the people that you're around. Whoa, everybody's a little codependent, or whoa, everybody's a little controlling, or whoa, everybody's kind of lying about something. And you'll start to notice and you'll be like, why isn't this resonating with me anymore? Oh, because I've outgrown it. I empowered myself and I don't need to thrive off this shit. People are talking shit about people and all that lower vibration stuff. You're going to start to realize that all I really want in my life is truth and honesty and authenticity and abundance and compassion and kindness and secure, healthy people. Because now you know that you are. But up until you're aware, you're going to try to constantly confirm the original wound, the original story, that it's not safe to be independent because I won't be connected to. What you'll start to notice when you see that lie strip away is that, holy shit, maybe I always had it wrong. Maybe there was nothing ever wrong with what I wanted or needed or thought or did. Maybe it was them who wasn't okay with me being in my power. So you guys, to leave a codependent relationship, you must become autonomous. You must become sovereign. You must learn yourself in a way that you've been taught is not safe to. It's not safe to know your power because when you're in your power, you get punished. Not if you're in a healthy relationship. If you're in a healthy relationship, when you're in your power and you're shining, your partner is cheering you on like, yes, that's the best version of you. You know why? Because they're secure enough to be in the best version of them. So I hope this video finds you well. Please share with at least one person. Please check out my Boundaries Bootcamp waitlist. It is coming soon. My other 2 courses will be relaunching in 2 months as well. Check out all of that, all the coaching, all the stuff below. If you want my free newsletter every week with my blog and my videos, please make sure to go to my website and click the link to get on my newsletter, and you will see one in your inbox every Friday. If you are on social media, please follow me on Instagram or anything. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I always answer back. It may take me a minute, but I will. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon.